Hey guys, I just heard that Leilani Simon, Quinton Simon's mom, was arrested and is being held awaiting her bond hearing. So if you've been following that case, this is exciting news. I don't know if it's unfortunately because they found him or if they're just arresting her beforehand, but I'm going to give a full timeline of his disappearance since the day he was reported missing and a couple weeks beforehand in case you haven't been following it. It says the Chatham County Police Department has arrested Leilani Simon for the death of her son, Quinton Simon. According to the police department, 22-year-old Leilani Simon has been arrested and charged with murder. She was taken into custody on Monday, November 21st, and will be held at the Chatham County Jail while she awaits the bond hearing. So let's see her being taken into custody. So now that we know she's arrested and it's likely going to go to trial, let's take a look at the timeline of how things took place. And we're going to start with a domestic incident where the police were called to their home. On September 7, 2022, Leilani calls police about a domestic dispute between her and her mother, Billie Jo. While officers were there, Billie Jo discussed wanting to evict Leilani and her boyfriend, Danny. September 8th, Billie Jo goes and files eviction paperwork for Leilani and Danny. September 26th, Leilani receives the eviction papers. On March 10th, a judge ordered in the state of Georgia and Department of Human Services filed a motion to enforce child support against Leilani. And the court documents indicate that they were electronically delivered on October 5th. Now, whether or not she got them that day or was going to get them that day, I couldn't confirm because that morning is the day she reports Quinton missing. ABC 22 obtained the call but didn't release it, and it was heard. Complainant advised her 1-year-old son is missing. The dispatcher is heard saying she woke up, her door was open, advised he's unable to open the door, thinks someone came in and took him. And she blames Quinton's biological father, who hadn't seen him in months. She tells police when they show up at the house that she thinks he came in the middle of the night and snatched Quinton up, causing law enforcement to show up at Bubba's job, his boss's home, where he was mowing the lawn. I did another video covering the Daily Mail interview with him, and it also talks about his tumultuous past and history with Leilani. So yes, on October 5th, the 911 call was made. However, going a little earlier than that, at 5:29, the babysitter, Diana McCarta, was told she was not needed. We were told by police that Quinton was last seen at 6 a.m. She then got a text at 9 a.m. asking if she'd seen Quinton. She rushed over to the house, attempted to help them search, but from what I gathered, was told no. The following day, police obtained and executed a search warrant at the home. After that search, they collected preliminary evidence, which caused them to conclude he was in the landfill. And on October 10th, the chief informed the public it was no longer a missing persons investigation. On October 10th, they returned and drained the pool, even though it had been searched on the 7th. And it's the same time that Billie Jo does an interview and talks about not being sure she can trust Leilani and how Leilani will do well and then do very badly in life, and we'll go back and forth. Diana McCarta also speaks out at this time and tells the press that she had contacted DHS. October 12th, Billie Jo shows up at Diana McCarta's home and walks right in, upset that she planned to have a prayer vigil for Quinton Simon. And law enforcement announces that they're moving forward On October 18th, they announced they believe Quinton is in the landfill and will commence a search. At the same time, Billy Joe and Leilani were seen drinking on Tybee Island. On October 22nd, protesters were arrested after 2 calls on October 21st. They were blocking the driveway. One was banging on the windows and doors of the home. And on October 24th, Leilani and Billy Joe do a news interview where she makes it clear she's not running from the law and says some other stuff. So here's a little bit of that.
Somebody's house and they're feeding him, and they were hoping that, maybe they wanted a baby or couldn't have a baby. Maybe they thought they were his savior. But it's not. That's their best hopes at this point.
Friday, November 19th, human remains were found in the landfill. November 21st, 2022, Leilani Simon was arrested. So that's the timeline. I hope it was informative, and I'm looking forward to the trial, if there is one, and for justice to be served. This should have never happened.